In this video, we're going to be looking at the LEN formula in Excel. The LEN formula counts how many characters are in a cell. This includes letters, numbers, spaces, symbols, and punctuation. So if there is a space between two words, Excel will count that space as a character. LEN has some uses on its own. You can use it to check the lengths of strings if you find yourself in a situation where a product code or some other information is required to stay within a certain length. But the power of this formula grows when you start to combine it with other formulas. Let's look at an example of LEN. In the example on screen, I'll start the LEN formula in this cell, and you can see how easy it is to build it out. After the open paren, all you need to do is tell it the cell reference that contains the data you want the length of. In this case, I'll type A2 and close out the formula. Then I'll drag the result down. This now shows the length of the reference cell contents. If all you wanted to do was see an example of the LEN formula, you can stop watching now. But next, I'm going to show a real-life example of how this would be used. Although the next formula is building in complexity, I just want to show how LEN can become more powerful when combined with other formulas. Don't worry if you don't fully understand the structure of what is about to be entered. Future videos will be diving into this next formula in more detail. The important thing I want to show here is just that combining formulas can result in greater results. I'm going to combine the mid and the LEN formulas to pick out the name of the product without having all the extra parts at the beginning and the end. The mid formula asks for a starting position within a cell and will then pull the contents of the cell from that starting position for the amount of characters that you specify. So in this cell, I'm going to type in my mid formula. I'll reference A2 as my source cell, and then for the start number, I'll tell it to start at position 5. This will automatically skip the MDB- in the cell. Then, because all the products are different lengths, instead of hard coding a number, I will use the LEN formula to tell Excel that the amount of characters I want to keep is the total characters in A2. Then I close out the LEN part of the formula, and then I say -7. The reason I say 7 is that in total there are 4 characters at the start that I do not want, and then there are 3 at the end. Now, when I drag this down, the results have removed the unnecessary data, and it just shows me the names of the products. As I said, it's fine not to understand this at this stage. I just wanted to give a demonstration of how LEN can be much more useful when combined with other formulas. If you found this video useful, please consider liking it and subscribing to the channel for more Excel tutorials.